Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is TPIM SR Live. I'm your host, TruePowerIsMine. I have DRS1 on the line right now. I believe he is actually traveling, so please, prayers and blessings be upon him as he travels, and be safe from all the nastiness out there in the world. Doctor, you there?
Oh, yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. So you ready to give us an update?
Well, yes, or at least an observation, my brother. In fact, I'm in Arkansas, and I'm going literally by the town of Carlisle, one of the places that cocaine used to be dropped off for Barry Seal and the other people who take drugs, bring the drugs into the United States and Arkansas. I've only heard about this, and I'm looking at this freaking like, I know this. This is in the middle of nowhere. And I know through a drug airport. It's like, wow. And it is the middle of nowhere. I never even thought I'd see the place. And it's so cool. You can't tell me you didn't know folks drop the dope up in here. Probably ask for some, for some sample. Anyway, the thing that's got me pissed off today is that ugly wannabe presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren or Isabeth Warren or Rocket Man. I'm really pissed because you never heard that ugly hole say nothing about the other women being excluded from the presidency to have anything to do with sexism. But because her ass got canceled out, it's sexism. And this is the thing that makes me despise black pork chop feminists and others. That they're always up some white woman's behind who's never for them, who's never about them. The only thing they can see for black folks is us killing our babies, getting divorced, people being sterilized, incarceration, and, sex reassignment, and all y'all be gay, right?
Right.
That's all we get from these feminists. But this lady who had the little gay earrings, no disrespect, but women wear big earrings of the kind that Elizabeth Warren had, but she had a little stud, little people that go to the bathhouses wear. I mean, and I would like to help her pick earrings. Okay, if you run next time, wear some real women earrings. Wear earrings like women wear, like with the hoops or something, or a little pearl or something. Not the little stud. That's the thing that you wear when you cruise and trying to let someone know, I'm not a dude like the other men. She has on earrings like guys. Did you notice that? They're never big. And she's got ears so large she could go hang gliding. I mean, why did she? At least if you have a big earring, it plays off, it deflects off having jumbo-sized ears. Nobody votes for an ugly candidate. Looks matter, is a bitch. When you're ugly, I mean, people don't want your poster in their yard. They don't want to put it on their window. It has nothing to do with sexism. Ugly men lose. How come women don't get that through their head that if you're fat or you're unattractive, you're not going to be Mr. or Mrs. Congeniality? You're going to be the ugly person that people avoid and make jokes off of. That's part of what makes life fun. You don't look as bad as the person over there. We do too compare. We compare penis sizes. We compare hair. We compare teeth. We compare everything, and we definitely compare books.
Yes.
And on the surface, Elizabeth Warren looks like the uptight, bisexual white female boss that lies on everybody to try to get her bonus off your back. Nobody wants that in the White House. They didn't even want it up next to him. I mean, at least you want to screw Kamala, her big jaw. She got the big equine jawline, In fact, I got a name for her. Can you imagine her on her knees?
Oh, man.
She might be called a crazy horse. So, I'm just so mad. I saw this black woman who I hope is single, and if she's a white woman, I hope she got her butt beat after the show. But she was complaining that people didn't take Short or Rocket Man seriously because she had a bunch of black feminists helping her. Well, you know what? That dumbass woman just helped every campaign know that if you want to win, fire those short-haired, rude, difficult, pork-chop black feminists who nobody likes. Nobody. Proof that nobody likes this woman. When white feminists get this stuff, no matter how many sex toys they shared, they turn their back on their black pork-chop feminists. They don't want them. And I don't want them either. Okay? So, Elizabeth Warren lost. She lost because she didn't connect to people. During the debate, she had one or two ugly girl moments. Like the ugly girl that gets to dance because, you know, there are a lot of dudes, you know, women do this world. I ain't gonna slow drag no dude. I'll dance with the ugly girl. I just hope she don't get into it, right?
Right.
You know, and she's like, oh, are you listening to me? Oh, well, here's some money. Go get yourself a drink. And then you run out the back door. That's what we did. That's what we did to Rocket Man. Nobody wanted her. You know what? We're not enthused about any of the candidates.
Nope.
Homo Biden, penis booty jack, Clan Butcher, sorry Ann Williamson. I mean, she was sorry. And then the money, she's talking about reparations, $400 million. God, Jay-Z's got that much, and he's got to bring up with Beyonce. Then you're talking to 60 million of us? Are you crazy? Commie Sanders. Black people don't do well under socialism.
Nope.
So who else? I mean, the dog, somebody else. There's another ignorant person up there. Corny Booger. Nobody likes that dude. He looks like Mr. Clean from a stripper joint, and it's not what's within it. I mean, there was nobody that they ran. It's interesting. Everybody's a clown.
Yes, they are.
Well, I mean, everyone was a clown. And by the way, the only one of us the clown was Elizabeth Warren. She was a freak show exhibit. I mean, did she ever? I mean, she lost her own state. Broad. In fact, you knew you weren't part Indian. She's this Indian as a cowboy hat. You thought people going to forgive her. No, we don't like you. We didn't forgive. You were ugly. You didn't reach up. Okay? It's like screwing someone that you don't know, and it goes bad for both of you. You know, just, man, I'm glad I'm not married. I'm glad I'm not married to you. You know, well, how did this happen? I don't know. You didn't give me a date break drug. No, and you didn't give me one either. Okay, well, it's nice not know who you are, and it's nice not seeing you get okay. And everybody goes, that's how you feel when you see Elizabeth Warren's face. Her husband looked like Miss Jane from the Beverly Hillbillies. I mean, would you want them in the white? People would be afraid to trade with this country. We're talking about a stock market would crash. I mean, you want a person if you're going to be. I mean, when I see Elizabeth Warren, I want to get some 3D glasses. I think I'm going to a horror movie.
She is not very attractive.
That's why you got ran out. You were ugly. You weren't saying nothing. And you think because you got good points. Americans are shallow. Everything is appearance. To be so smart, she still doesn't know that.
Well, isn't Elizabeth Warren...
I mean, no, let's just talk about it. When we look at a person of the opposite sex, are they affable? If, you know, you were like in a hotel convention, that had a couple of Coronas, or not Corona now, you got another moving on.
211, a couple of 211s.
So, yeah, or you had some Palmer Sun or some Java or some other GMO wine from California. Could you screw that person? Would you take a beat job from that person and wonder if when they pulled their head back, if you still had something there? I mean, this is what, think about. When you look at people, come on, let's be shallow for a minute. Like most of you schools out there, everything is poles and holes. And the question is, would you want your pole and that hole? And the answer is no. And even most women wouldn't want to munch the carpet yet. It's probably ugly too. The hair is probably all on the side of her butt cheek. No. I'm sorry.
DrRandyShort.
Nobody. She did not reach us, and she was the one all upset about Scumberg, who's a pedophile. Of course, he's mean to women. He doesn't want to screw any. He likes children. You should have called him out on Epstein, dumbass. But you talked about horse face. Well, you've got a donkey. Horses are prettier than donkeys. I wouldn't have said anything because everybody says, oh my God, they want to get her a carrot. Just look at, what's the straw?
Well, they might not need to give her a carrot. They should give her a bagel, because isn't Elizabeth Warren a small sombrero?
No, she's not a small sombrero.
Okay.
What she is a lesbian feminist wannabe or practitioner, okay? And ugly will never be free in America. Ugly will, like John said, America would never be a socialist country, right?
Right.
Ugly holes will never be liked as much as pretty fine women.
Right.
Never. We'll die. Come kill me. I'll give you my address. It does matter if you're ugly. It does matter if your clothes look like you've been shopping at a crystal meth TJ Maxx.
Crystal meth TJ Maxx. Or opioid Ross.
I'm just being really honest with you, brother. And I've been doing it in a very vicious, satirical way. I don't care. If I hurt feminist feelings, wonderful. They hurt men's feelings every day in divorce court. When they lie on people about sexual harassment, when they pretend like these dumb women are doing, that folks did not take a good look at Elizabeth Warren. The problem is that we remember what she looked like after we walked away. That's the problem, you dummies. We did, and we were terrified.
Yes.
And women didn't support her. Women put her as number 3 or 4. Even her own white sisters felt that she was tired looking. I mean, if she wanted to make $1 billion, if we could get her likeness and make it into scarecrows and sell them in agribusiness, we could cut down on the damage to corn crops across the world. But we don't want this in public office. We don't.
She'd make a good scarecrow, but a horrible leader.
Yes. And so, no, Elizabeth Warren, she's never done anything for Black people in Massachusetts.
No.
And I'm bitter. Yes, I can do that. My great-grandmother's Indian. My great-grandfather's part Indian. We don't get anything out of this. Had she been sorry about that whole $5 Indian bullshit that she pulled, she would have come and said, let's get rid of the blood quantum system, that racist system that cheats tens of millions of people who are called Black in America, who have Native American or Indigenous or Aboriginal American ancestry. There's land, their benefits, their rights. They belong to people like me. And that bitch has enjoyed it, got rich off it, and you think I'd vote for her? And I don't care how many Black pork chop feminists have sex with white women or hang out and eat fondue or whatever it is that they do at their little ignorant meetings where they celebrate the quotas for black babies being killed. We're never going to bow down to dumb Jezebel feminists because they've got nappy or natural hair. What difference does it make?
Great point. What difference does it make?
You don't like brothers. You don't like the unborn. You don't like babies. You don't like other sisters. You don't like the family. You don't like God. You don't like black unity. But you do think Elizabeth Warren is fine. I mean, really. I mean, they need to change the prescription for the socio-political bifocals that these broads wear.
And that's the thing. I mean, if they were working towards group reparation, you know, I could be cool with their sexual shenanigans in their bedrooms or whatever, but they're not.
Their reparation is essentially for white women. They got their reparation.
Well, it's high time we get ours, doctor. It's high time the average melanated man, woman, and child in North and South America, all over this damn world, actually, but start here in America, the United States first, and get us tangible reparations in the form of cash.
We definitely need it. And the way that we get cash is that we do what we're doing, which is, I like the fact that so many black folks didn't vote on Pooper Tuesday. And there's another Pooper Tuesday coming up. And they're not going to vote on that one. And you know what? As much as millennials get on my nerves, all the weed and all the gender fluidity is a disrespect to people that are older and their obsession with tablets and cell phones. They didn't come out and vote for Kami or Isabich. And I mean, Joe Biden, come on, look at him. Look at him. Did you see him? When Buttigieg endorsed him, how he had his hands on his shoulders like he was going to, you know, ride a pony.
Ride booty off into the sunset, huh?
Yes, he did. And he was looking down at dude's source with a big smile. You know how pasty or pale he's been looking? I don't know if Alzheimer's makes him forget to put some makeup on, whatever it is, but his face was flushed with joy when he was up on Buttigieg, and he said, he reminds me of my son, Bo.
No.
Bo, Joe Biden Jr., and Bo means beautiful or pretty. So he named his son Pretty. And I just, you know, I was involved in helping to expose the Bidens covering up lynching and police murders of blacks in Delaware. And everybody used to talk about the rumor was that Joe Biden Jr. was BL. And that sort of explains why his widow was with Blunder Biden. Because he may be on drugs, he may steal, but he loves banging the booty on the front side. That's obvious. Doesn't pay child support. He's a deadbeat dad. And, you know, I think he sort of wants to bond with black people. He keeps smoking crack. But Joe Biden, you should have seen him up on Buttigieg. I mean, he had to go back and play the case. I had my cousin, I had family in South Carolina, and, you know, I'm sort of outcasted because I didn't like Obama. I still don't like Obama. Okay. And if Michelle Obama runs for office, I would dislike her too. Okay. Just go the hell away. Enjoy your millions of dollars and leave us alone. Okay. Stay in Las Vegas. I hope you get the tsunami. Okay. Look. My cousin called me in hysterics, shrieking. And he was so upset because he had seen Biden check. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
And he says, my God, he was saying, Randy's right. Look at him. He looked like he was ready to do him on the stage. And he says, oh my God, it all clicked. You know, and it's like, oh my God. And so my uncle down in South Carolina, they're friends with Clanburn or Coonburn, you know, the little Uncle Ruckus.
Yes.
Who told Nichols to vote for Lyon or Biden. Okay, he does look like Uncle Ruckus, except Uncle Ruckus looks better and wears better glasses. I mean, come on, Clyburn. It looks like you got those glasses out of Walmart or Dollar General. And you're in Congress, dude.
Well, he might not be like the Clintons, getting paid.
And when you're going bald, shouldn't you keep the afro even? I mean, he's like a bald Don King. Male pattern balding and Don King. Hold on. I got to get this thing up. We were going to the bank. This thing back. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Well,
hold on. Let me turn this off. I thought I turned it off. Okay. He does look like he's trying to combine the Don King look with male pattern balding. You can't do both at the same time. So I mean, someone tell Clanburn or Coonburn, because he's a coon that burned us, and he may as well be in the Klan. He ain't doing nothing for black people. I mean, all of these people need to be voted out. You know, when I think about the fact that a lot of black men die in their 60s, 50s, I almost wish that mortality was available to the black people that get into Congress and in public life. Some of them should die earlier. They live too long. And their longevity to screw the rest of us.
Man.
You know, look at all the stuff Martin Luther King got done before he was 40, and Malcolm before he was 40. And look at how these coons in Congress, I mean, living longer than Methuselah. I mean, and all the time underperforming for us, serving the illegals and everybody else. Now, let's go back to Super Tuesday for a second. Notice that the Hispanic vote was weak. It was weak. It was weak in Nevada.
Yeah.
And the black vote that's been lackluster has been more than the Hispanic vote. The black people took Texas from Commie and gave it to Biden. You know, it's like giving it to, you know, I don't know, Jesse James and John W. It doesn't matter who they gave it to, but they didn't give it to Commie Sanders. And did you see Nina Turner? I got a dog her again. I just went through, you know, Nina Turner. Jesus. Looks like a golden marmoset monkey with that blonde fro she's got. Okay. And you already look like Isaac Hayes' lipstick and earrings. You didn't need the blonde hair, sister. Really. And you're not chapped. Okay. But you're shafting yourself with that blonde hair. It doesn't look good on you. It's not a good look. And here you have a sister who looks like Isaac Hayes with lipstick on, with the Congo girl earrings, arguing with the white woman about Dr. King and Tony White nipples, and you got your hair blonde. I mean, what kind of leadership are you providing?
Not much.
And so, you know, and so that little pork chop feminist move that you made, you just argued with a white woman over something on CNN. And I mean, and she could be more. In fact, like I said, Elizabeth Warren with the meth vibe TJ Maxx wardrobe that she had on. It's almost as bad as Hillary Clinton, Willy Wonka, Oompa Loompa line of clothes she was wearing. Okay. I mean, why can't you look like a female? They always had pants on. Maybe because they have ugly legs. The rest of ugly. So it would be surprised, right?
Right.
And so, yes, we're just going full sex this morning. We're here, in fact, we're in defiance. I call this gender disobedience, where you're disobedient against feminism. You stop trying to be a politically correct male to piss off these little humorless, unattractive, mean ladies who you can't be friends to anyway. You may as well just make them angry.
Right.
You know.
And that truly explains the feminization of the men. These women want men to be basically women.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be a woman. I was born with the dildo. I didn't have to buy mine. So, now back to Super Tuesday. What most people don't know, and I'll keep saying this to people, Trump got more votes than the top 3 or 4 Democrats combined in at least 10 of those races. California and Texas. Okay, Virginia didn't have a primary, and one or two other states didn't have a primary. There's only one or two places where the Republican candidate was Trump, and Trump was getting on average for all those states about 95% of the Republican vote, complete block.
Wow.
As you understand, I mean, so if you walk in and these people are boxed up like a Nazi rally at Nuremberg, it's not going to break off. Trump's going to go into the convention with almost 100% loyalty of his base. Nobody likes Trump, I know.
No. Because once again, socialism is basically two white racists and one black man voting on who does the crap work. That's what socialism is.
Okay, so Bernie Sanders won in Vermont, but nobody lives there. We've got more black folks with criminal felony convictions in Florida than you have people in the state of Vermont. So of course you want that. Of course you want that. Are you feeling me? But not much more than that, too. Nobody's feeling you. So the big winner on Super Tuesday was Trump. Joe Biden has Alzheimer's. He just does. He has Alzheimer's. He has Alzheimer's, guys.
Oh, Joe. Don't know where he's at or where he's going. But is there any way to talk about a path to energize people, to motivate the Black Caucus to actually politically at least bring up the topics of reparations?
They're not going to do it, my friend, until Black people have an insurgency and a civil war against the Democratic Party, Black, boule, trader class. It's not going to happen without that. And I keep saying to folks, 100, 200, 300, 500 Black folks show up and disrupt the Congressional Black Caucus weekend. I'm not talking about violently, but to go and hand out literature on reparations and confront folks, and demand and get pictures of them and have film and say, we want reparations. What about you? So you said you're against Black getting restitution for hundreds of years of oppression. Are you saying no to that? And get those people on and plug this shit up all over. And I'll go to all the little sessions and keep talking about reparations until, the police take you out. Don't do anything violent. Don't be rude or crude. But if enough of us, I was saying, to the people I call coon busters, if we all went in and disrupted the Congressional Black Caucus, we did a 1960s thing, but we went in the room and just sat down. And turned our back. Some people were speaking like the beautiful Black people in Alabama, sweet home Alabama, the way that they gave the finger to Scumberg and Brown Chapel, A&E, praise God. If we started disobeying these people, but there's a political correctness among Black folks where we give respect to the boule, Masonic, sellout, bougie traders in our community, and figure if you're Black and you're elected, you're working for us. If you're Black and you're a woman, you're a strong woman. It's a lie. It's time for us to fight them. If these people were miserable, serving white people, misrepresenting us, and they felt the collective revulsion and disdain from us every day of their lives, a lot of them would die younger or would get out of public life.
Yep.
And mind you, I haven't said hurt nobody other than hurt your feelings, but feelings matter, bro, in the words of the Saint Kanye West.
Feelings matter.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, I saw the first head of the Congressional Black Caucus a few weeks ago, and it was killing them to even see me. They were angry.
Wow. I mean, this the classism. Like, don't touch me.
That's little teeny tiny me. If there were 50 or 100 of us, and we use social media and other stuff to go after these people, to make them miserable, to annoy them, to take some of this black rage that Greer and Cobbs talked about and focus it in on our betrayers. To go after them. And spare a person, no one is sacred. That my emphasis is when black women betray black people, they get busted just as their man.
Right.
Real equality. The kind that sisters don't want. Give it to them anyway, since men leave. So you get asked, how come you support black babies that survive abortions being drowned in formaldehyde? What do you mean you gonna tell me about human rights?
Right.
It's illegal in Florida, but you want a black baby killed or put in the closet and left to suffocate. Why is that okay with you?
Or anybody. Anybody of conscience.
No, they claim to be the conscience of the caucus or the conscience of the Congress. I'm sorry. Go after these people and say, I blame you. When the police murder black people and nothing's done, I blame you personally.
There it is.
It's all you guys' fault. We blame you. We're going to do what y'all tell us. We're going to forgive the white cop that shot him. And we're going to blame the black people for allowing the system to exist. Right. And if you don't have the power, then stop, damn it, lying to us that voting makes such a big difference. And see, a lot, the black bourgeois people, the reason that they don't want black people educated, they're just like white supremacists, is because if you get educated, you will learn we're being betrayed by black people, are betraying us. Willfully, mendaciously, and with malevolent and malignant forethought of what will happen if most blacks are dumb and stupid and bombed out, then all of the crumbs that fall off the white supremacist table fall into their mouths. We have to go to war with them. So I'm telling you, September's coming up. If we have black folks go out and take reparation literature to the Congressional Black Caucus and say, we want some more than H.R. 40. We want checks in our lifetime. Generations, over 20 generations of black folks never got a check. We don't want to die before we get ours.
Right.
We want it now.
Right.
Reparations now, and we should show up and drive people crazy. And if folks got family in South Carolina, stop telling me y'all some dumb fuck people in South Carolina, but that asshole Uncle Ruckus with the dollar store glasses on Clyburn. Be your congressman for so many decades, and that 8 of the poorest counties in this country are his. He hasn't even done anything. They still have outhouses down there. What the hell is up? Why can't and also go after coon preachers? You know, there are churches like Church of God in Christ that have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to defend pedophiles, and you don't have a scholarship program. You don't have a porta john for people that think a bowel movement in when you have a convention, but you've got hundreds of millions to defend rapists. Punk, sodomite rapists and pedophiles get money, and the old church mother with the broken denture plate who fried chicken for 80 years, when she's sick, I mean, you can't even take her a box of mouse poop in her last days. When we get sick of these people, when we drive them nuts, some things will change, because either the system will become more openly aggressive against it, or they'll acquiesce. We haven't fought for anything. We just think it's going to be given. Come on. You don't get the basketball championship because you guys have nice Vaseline, non-crusty legs, and y'all look good in your jerseys. You have to win and play.
Right.
How come for the substantive things, we don't think you have to fight, but for the dumb stuff like the football championship, basketball championship, asshole, illiterate, STD contracting championship, everybody's proud. You know, I gave boys CDs in college. And like, the dumb things matter, and the things that substantive don't. It's like your woman saying, honey, we're supposed to go to Red Lobster, but the bitch forgets to put the mortgage check in the mail. That's how we function.
Isn't that a product of our collective brainwashing and socialization in this?
No, it's just Negroes being lazy and nobody put a foot in anybody's ass anymore. I still remember a student when I was in the team. They would have fights and have arguments, people having conspiracies to beat me up because I sang read the damn book you're assigned to. And they sit up all night cursing me. That's how much they hated me for demanding that they do the work that they agree. You know, when you give a person the syllabus, it's like a contract. It's like buying a woman a hamburger and taking it to the movie and expecting sex. She's not going to hand you her lipstick back. What's up with black people? No wonder they're so into anal sex. Everything is backwards these days.
Yes. Yes, it is. But I'm saying it's backwards by design. It's backwards by a person who has a plan, and they implement that plan psychologically on us, and we add to the plan by being lazy.
We see it with this guy, Sissy Porter, for Sodomy Street. I was watching something. They have some new HIV drug, never a black dude who has like the octopus dreads. I mean, dude, he looked like Medusa with AIDS. I would assume he had AIDS with that hairdo on. Nobody complains when they make all the images of the people with the diseases black men. No one says anything.
Right.
Are we so needing of recognition by other people that we don't mind being recognized as freaked out, transgender, disease spreading chump?
Oh, doctor.
And pretty soon they're gonna start the ugly Conan the Barbarian looking pork chop feminists. You know, they'll be like lots of really. I mean, we already have it with Lesso. I mean, they need to take her record contract and swap it out with an exercise bike.
But you know, it just now dawned on me: couldn't this all be a part of a plan to make the transgender blacks look better than the like a stereotypical, you know, pork chop feminist? Like you took a RuPaul.
What they're trying to do is say to black folks, they know black people have an inferiority complex. In fact, let me just say this: black people hate God. Black people hate God for being black, and they're always trying to find some way to put some sparkle or shine on the black that they don't want. White folks understand that, so now what they're going to do is say, hey, look, you want to be in the in crowd and be interesting and fascinating and smart? You know what? Be really cool like the other folks? Be gay. And then you'll be the life of the party, and so everyone's running after this.
Damn.
They do rap music, and what's it do? The old country road, and they're singing about his butthole, and you thought it was some positive rap. And just because you had a white man singing with them, you thought it was cool. It's just really
sick.
God. I mean, and I want you to understand me. I don't hate people. It's not about hatred. It's not about that. You know, I heard from a friend of mine's gay roommate a day or two ago. I didn't say, oh, you can speak to me, you gay. Hey, how you doing, brother? I'm glad he's alive. I liked him then. We didn't like he was getting down with, but we liked him. We never had a problem with him. We were never mean to him. We never trashed who he's bringing in. We accepted that's what he's going to do. We don't like him, but we keep moving, right?
Right.
But what dude was doing wasn't political. That was his personal choice. If he came up and told me he supported kids being taught how to do this stuff in elementary school, like what they're doing in California and all over, then him and I would become enemies. Mind you, it isn't the sexual bad idea. It is the imposition. It is to use power to force it. Are you understanding?
Yes, they use their authority to force it on the babies. Like, you know, they look towards teachers as having all-knowing knowledge.
Right. That's what made me mad. Not their problem that they will face with God in the judgment, but their decision. Oh, hell. Run in there for a second. We'll be up in here. It's just very simple. It's the politics.
Yes.
It's the imposition. It is using it and saying, I have power. I'm going to make y'all join my team. Instead of saying, I have a right to make bad decisions with my private part and my genitalia and leave me alone, which is okay. But it's like, no, your kids are going to be just like me. But damn it, they my kids. Shouldn't I want them to be like who I am? True. And if I want to be their mentor, that's very different from if I wanted you to be someone that they followed versus you deciding, I don't care whether your kids, you've taught your kids how to be, or you brought them up as a good church-going kid. I want them to know this stuff over here. In fact, there's a very good film. Y'all should find it. Don't believe me. I want everyone to reject what I'm saying. Because that's how the Negroes do anyway. They don't know nothing, won't read nothing, and hate people that do read. He think he's special because he right. Right. Let me tell you, there's a film called Before Stonewall. Before Stonewall. I'll repeat it because, you know, I notice Negroes, you got to say it 10 times when they want to get stupid and not hear you. Before Stonewall, before Stonewall, before Stonewall, before Stonewall, right?
Right.
And it was made about 1985. And I can send you the picture of Harry Hay. Harry Hay is the founder of NAMBLA. And Harry Hay is one of the leaders of the LGBTQ movement. They'll keep telling you there's no connection between pedophilia and LGBTQ. But if one of the leaders of the gay movement is also one of the founders of NAMBLA, how is it not connected?
Exactly.
So I'm going to send you the picture I took. I'm going to send it right now. The picture I took of Harry Hay in the video, talking about all the stuff that they were doing to fight for gay rights, okay? And nobody will acknowledge. They don't want you to understand. I want you to look this guy up. So when you see it, you'll understand. I didn't pick on nobody. I'm not trying to make anybody be anything that they're not. I don't hate anyone. I'm not persecuting anyone. I'm not trying to take away anybody's freedom. Because, you know, and there's a childish, juvenile, immoral dimension to these people. That they always make it out that they're being picked on if you should call them on something. It's sort of like the prima donna on your basketball or football team or in your band that's not on code. And when you call them out, they get all hurt. This is how a lot of folks are in this LGBTQ. You can't tell them anything. Only they can tell you.
Right.
And so, and I know you don't want to have a fight with me. You don't want to have an intellectual argument because you'll lose. Let me send this picture, Harry Hay. I want you to look him up while we're on the phone here. I want you to understand. I didn't make this person exist because I don't like him. I'm sending you his picture from the movie. Oh, this is just. You know what? I'm in the place. Let me see if I can get on. This is the one thing about traveling.
I can pull it up. Hold on 1 second, doctor. I'll pull it up. Hold on. The founder of NAMBLA. This saying David Thorstad, North American. He's a co-founder. Oh, so they're not gonna give me the other dude. What was the guy's name? Harry, whatever.
Hay, Hay,
Okay.
One of the fathers of the movement in this country wanted to have second skin. This is not me picking on someone. I'm going to send you a picture of his partner. I'm going to send you their pictures. This came on at 3 in the morning last week. I hadn't seen this since 1985.
He's like an old white guy with glasses.
Yeah, I'm sending you this. I'm going to send. I just want y'all to see this so, no one will think that I picked on someone and I hate people. I'm so mad.
God, he looks creepy. If this is the right guy, he looks so creepy. Come here, little boy.
What we're living today is his dream.
But it's our nightmare.
See, I didn't have the dream one way or the other. I just want to exist. But his dream is for people to be able to screw kids.
Right. I can see him dressing up as a Santa Claus. Hey, put him right here, right in the center.
Right. Or actually him having no crotch in the pants of the Santa Claus outfit.
Santa Claus fucking chaps.
He's saying ho ho ho.
Oh God, no. Oh my God, here's a picture right here on the Google. NAMBLA for Obama.
Yes, NAMBLA for Obama.
Wow, Larry St. Clair and should be so proud.
What does that look like? I may have made that deed. Oh my God. Send that to me, please. I hope that's not mine that's caught on.
It's just two white dudes holding up a sign.
Did you hear that they've been after Sean King? And our name for him, Talcum X.
Talcum X.
Talcum X. I was so proud when I saw this. That was in the mainstream press. It's trending on Twitter that they're calling him Talcum X. And
from June, hold on so everyone can see it. This is from June 2015. It says Nancy Pelosi marched with pedophiles in parade. Nancy Pelosi marched with known pedophile in gay parade in San Francisco. One was gay rights activist Harry Hayes. Hayes was a pedophile and member of NAMBLA, North American Man Boy Love Association. Wow. So Pelosi's in on it too, which isn't a shock.
Pelosi owns supposedly a pizza shop called Goat Hill. And goat is for Baphomet.
Right.
Nancy Pelosi was friends to pedophile activist Jim Jones, who massacred all the black children and black people down in South America.
Correct.
And she's the one that all of your dumbass black women in Congress, that's why I call some of them bitches. They just are. They're with this lady who marches with pedophiles, and I can't call them a bitch. Excuse me? Why? How is that a denunciation of all black women versus targeting a specific person? And by the way, I love dogs a whole lot. Okay, I mean, I like four-legged bitches. They're wonderful. And yes, I'm saying, I mean, I know they're going to play this stuff. Did you call us bitches? Yes, I did. I call all of y'all. I'm not looking out for us. You know what? In other countries, when people are betrayed by a leadership group, like what's happening to black people, what I'm doing is so, nothing. Nothing. I mean that. I know these people were really wonderful. They make it happen. I mean, they put some fear in the people that betray them.
Right.
In our community, the boule has us so politically correct until we're reluctant. Well, they're doing the best they can. And this is, by the way, we get this from our sisters having too much influence in life, frankly. well, you can't criticize, you can't say this stuff. You notice that people always put limits and tell you what you can't do. They tend to be female,
right?
Or feminized men.
Trying to henpick you.
I wouldn't say that. I said you wouldn't say anything. You jump. It's always like, oh, you can't do this. Well, she's this. But I just saw an Eventbrite thing was sent to me by a customer of mine where they're celebrating women as king.
Women as king?
Yes, just to show you how, yes, it's outrageous. If you had man as queen, no matter what, folks would say that's ridiculous. But you have woman as king. Oh, well, you know what the ladies need, they need to be encouraged. And no, they need to be discouraged from trying to be a dude.
Right.
It's like when you go to church and you see the women in the tenor section. Lazy hoes don't want to sing on key. You don't know how to project out of your diaphragm, so you're gonna sing like a dude in church. Oh, get your ass over in the alto section, hoe. No matter how high a man sings, they will keep him over in the tenor and the bass section because he's a man. It's these women that started all this gender benderism foolishness of wanting to be places that weren't for them. Now it's going to result in women being erased in women's sports and everything else.
Yes, and it got to be replaced with transgender men.
And not only that, let me just tell you, if they ever do make women's basketball pay as much as men's basketball, like Kobe Bryant's daughter wanted him to do, wanted to see happen. You know how many dudes that are tall that can't make it to the men's NBA?
Oh, they're going to throw a bow in their hair and go all the way to the bank.
You know how many men are going to start being women to get into women's basketball if they can make $100 million a year? How many dudes are sorry? They're going to start saying they broads. The women are going to move back to be glad y'all making no money trying to do men's sports.
But this is why everything's backwards. Like you said, doctor, everything is backwards.
Yeah, well, see, but we have to have gender disobedience. Like you had civil disobedience, try to get rid of Jim Crow. We need gender disobedience to get rid of this insanity.
Well,
you understand?
Oh,
we
yes.
need gender disobedience.
Oh, yes.
And by the way, I just want to tell you, last week and the week before were great weeks for Black folk. The president got almost everything he wanted on immigration. It was like really hot. We're going to really see stuff crack down. Ice baby. Ice
You know, the next time you're on, doctor, we're gonna have to do the ass wars again, so that people, you know, will really click in and dial in what we're talking about on that issue.
Oh, and while we do that, let's just talk about Corona real fast. You know that there's such like 340 people with Corona,
right?
And just basically to you, I believe this ass force is going to intercede. In fact, when I was talking about ass force, it was like 9 people had died. That number went up to 15 the last time I checked in a month. Ass force is deadly.
Extremely. You know, you're not meant to play in fecal material. You're just not.
All I can tell you is, by the way, Corona, it's killed 15 people. And some of the people that are going to die from Corona are going to be the old people who've been having sex like they're teenagers. They're not young people that work in these senior places, and they screw the folks when their SSI and Social Security and veteran checks come in. So a lot of old folk that want to rock. I heard there's good rocking tonight. Right? A lot of them are going to get corona and STDs. There's going to be a lot of older people. Now, the benefit is, they want to cut the Social Security money, right? They want to take that away. I'll be surprised if folks let this corona get so wild it bumps off a whole bunch of old people so they don't have to pay them their benefits.
Well, then maybe it'd be something left for us when it's time.
Well, I'm just saying to you, it's a way to get out of pain. And not only that, I'm saying this to people, I think it's today they're having gay pride in Tampa, Florida. And Freaknik is coming up after that. A lot of dumbass black millennials, the ones who don't like Jesus, will tell you about how blacks are the Hebrews, but don't want to follow nothing in the damn Hebrew book. Watch them get dogged by corona. Because it's all of this nastiness going on. This is a golden opportunity. If I wanted to exterminate black people using their dumb gay folk, because, you got all these guilty mothers and guilty fathers, weak-ass pastors, folks who can't have a real conversation about sex, yet they were hoes most of their lives. I noticed this. What is it about folks that are hoes? Folks, I'm talking about people that screwed the whole varsity program at their college. They can't have an adult conversation about sex. Dudes that screwed the cheerleaders and screwed the whole foreign language department, the Russian club. Those are studying Russian. You probably need some, right? Just how come we can't talk about any of this stuff going on?
Because they need our children to be ignorant so that they can upload their data in their brains. They need their kids not to know, hey, I have a penis, you have a vagina, let's hook up. They don't want them to have that knowledge. They want them to have, hey, you have a penis, I have a penis, let's try to make this thing work. That's what they want. That's what they want to install.
The term penis is too specific. It's called sex junk.
Oh, sex junk. I got you. So they want identical sex jumps to be bumping heads instead of like sex should be like a Lego. It fits in correctly.
They say that it's educational and children discover themselves.
I have one question from the chat room from Nas. Could you ask Dr. Short if some of these coronas deaths are being covered up for 5G compliance?
I don't know. Although I did see something the other day that there was 5G. I don't know. And I don't know if the Chinese have 5G, but I know that they found research that these Chinese they have large amounts of carbon in the air, meaning that they're burning people. They're probably burning something that's organic.
That's why you're getting black rain in Japan. The rain is coming down black in Japan. That's all the ashes from those so-called bodies being burnt. But if the Chinese figures are right, they only have like 3,000 deaths or so. No, that's worldwide. I think China has. Hold on one second. I got the information right here. Okay, China has 2,959 deaths right here. All right. So, that's not enough. You need oven baking capacity like the Germans were doing back in World War II to create that much dust. You know what I mean?
Okay. Shake and bake can't make that much dust.
No, you need you need more than a couple of egg noodles.
No, there's a lot of people dying. Look at this something that they're not mentioning about corona. Let's do this real fast, especially since we stopped. Look, what was going on before corona kicked off in China? What?
The trade war.
No, that's gone. Hong Kong. This shit has shut all the opposition and shit to the Chinese government down. This has made the Communist Party stronger. All the opposition, people marching and shit, it's done. You got a mask on.
Damn.
Like porn,
you're right.
Have a mask on private parts. I mean, it's just like, can you imagine a person with a mask over their groin? I don't think 5G is in this. I think this is a repressive move. And I think it's going to help the Chinese to shut down the opposition they were getting from the democracy movement in Hong Kong. And not only that, yes, I do, because you don't hear about the protests anymore.
Nope. Even my confidential informant from that side of the world has been silent. Unusual.
You hadn't even thought about that. You had, see? So the news people are manipulated. And I think there are more people with corona in America than what they say. The thing that I am kind of finding interesting is how Asian people, I put it up on my Facebook blog at the beginning of the year that Asian people are going to be stripped of honorary white status. I did not know about corona, but this shit sure hit.
Yes, and they sure enough got stripped.
Asian folks, man, they walk around with like, but who look like they black, like not knowing, you know, and it's hard to look at the corner of your eye with the epicanic fold, but I still doing it. So people are not going to Chinese restaurants or ranch and stuff. And they do eat bats and all this other kind of stuff. I don't know if that's where it came from. I think this is a weaponized thing. But all the stereotypes about yellow pearl and stuff, we haven't had it like this in 100 years.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's Fu Manchu all over again.
Fu Manchu. Ancient Chinese secret.
Right. So, yeah, ancient Chinese VD. We've got a situation now where that has been used to shut down the opposition. Remember, there were Christians. There was a gay movement in China. They shut down everything. There's total power is now in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. It's true they're having a trade war, but trade war wasn't as much a threat to them as their own people.
Correct. And now, because of the virus, we have this ideal that a totalitarian system is the only way to combat it. I mean, just think if the United States issue a mandate, every citizen must stay in your house until further notice. You can't go out, you can't get groceries. You know, the water's going to be shut off, electricity's going to be shut off. Toilet's going to be overflowing with feces, and they really expect us to stay in the house.
Well, all I'm going to say to you is that the corona thing, I haven't heard anyone black get it, but, as I said to Brother Ron Hurd, I know all you little integrationists sell out. There's something white you got to be in the middle of. Doo-doo with white, black folk will be trying to get with it. Well, there's not enough of this where I'm from. Right. They'll be, so don't run around screaming that black people don't get corona, because they'll start giving it to us.
Exactly. Well,
let's stay out of it. If they having to fight with the Chinese or whatever, I mean, they out to kill us any damn way. Okay, let's just show some discipline and be quiet and watch how this falls out. But I'm gonna just tell you, this corona also has legs because it's hitting all these Asian countries, and I really think they're gonna make this stuff and use it on Africa to take land, and it got out the wrong way. Now, there's a story I had, someone sent me from South Africa, that the CIA had wanted to get a biological weapon from the Chinese to use in Venezuela. This is hearsay. And a Chinese person betrayed their country and was going to give it to the CIA. And there was a shootout in the market where they said the bats and all the little weird animals that they were eating.
Yeah, snakes.
And the virus got unleashed in that market as a result of the shooting and the fighting, and that's how it got to the market. But the Chinese government's never going to do that, and the American government's never going to acknowledge that the CIA was involved. They don't have to acknowledge anything. Being in the CIA is like being a super white person, right? You really don't have to be accountable, say, or admit to anything, right?
Right. License to kill.
If this was a bioweapon, and by the way, it's interesting that there's an allegation that the Chinese had used espionage to take the corona that was in up in British Columbia, which is the Pacific Coast province, and Yukon and British Columbia, the two Pacific Coast provinces of Canada, Yukon is right next to Alaska for folks that don't know geography, which is most folks. In fact, the only way to get people to study geography is to make the countries look like private cars. Then everybody would know where everything was, They would know everything, man. They know all the city capitals and rivers and everything. There's a huge number of illegal Chinese, and there's a huge number of Chinese people that are in and out of British Columbia. They had the same problem with SARS. I was in British Columbia 17 years ago, in Vancouver, and all that stuff. So some of these little, folks probably with their little Chinese buses, the ones where they don't empty the toilets out, you smell the pee all throughout the bus, but it does have a decent price. Maybe you don't have that out west. I've been on the bus. They never empty out the toilet. And they don't like credit cards. Cash only. Cash dollars.
Yeah, we don't really want to talk about the Asian toilet situation in some of those countries because it's pretty abysmal.
It's so nice to see another group of people, I still call people of color allies, catch as much hell as black people. I mean, it's heaven to me. See everybody get treated. See, if it's really, what I hate about the inconsistency of white supremacy is when you see Asians, like Indians and other people, darker than you, if it's really about only whiteness, shouldn't you discriminate against that person the same way you discriminate against me? Why am I getting extra?
Right.
Now, this corona thing is going to make people say, well, we need to increase our prejudice against all people of color, not just black. And so that's coming, and it's kind of cool. I mean, I don't like it on one level, but hell, I can't stop it. And hell, they won't work with us, and they're racist against us too. So really, what do we have to lose? Really, see how they made it like that.
Right.
We won't work, right? So kind of nice. And I'll say something else about this corona. I like the fact that Pence, who I don't like, is in charge of the corona effort. If he screws up, Trump will fire him, and there'll be another vice presidential candidate. He'll probably get a woman, and a woman that somebody would like to be with, because Trump don't like us women.
No.
Even his wife may have been in pornos, but she's attractive. She's presentable. She has a kind of like a back alley Sophia Loren look, but
back alley. Come back here, GI. Come back here. I'm going to be your first lady.
So I think this corona is serious. We're going to see more folks die. I'm wondering, will the group that's most likely to move with diseases, old, and the LGBT, are they going to be hit hard? I've been trying to find out, like a fly on the wall, what the LGBT people are going to talk about this, because they're going to have their parties and do all the little freaky stuff that they do.
Well, then there's another group too. The Catholic groups, when they take that group communion and they drink out of the same chalice and they pass it down the line. Yeah, that's going to be opportunity for infection as well.
Well, I think using the common cup is teach people how to go into an orgy, put your mouth on, let everybody else be. Think about it. Yes, I do.
And then you have to eat that little white cracker, I guess represents the jizz.
Dried up and baked. Probably non-GMO.
Oh my God. It's just going to be a wonder if they don't ban this show. But good news, Doctor, the last program we and you did was totally monetized. There was no issue. So we can only hope that by changing your name from Dr. Randy Short to DRS1, that makes a difference. And also, Gal, if you have Cash App, please help support the doctor in his travels and his work. This man has gone the mile for us in research, academic, scholarshipping, and the whole lot. So it's Cash App, $, capital DR, capital RANDY, capital SHORT. That's cash or $ Dr. Randy Short at Cash App. Please, please, please. If you don't want to get out here on the front lines, please fund those of us who are out here on the front line and who has the love for us, the same love that Dr. Abdul Khalid Muhammad had for us, in the same spirit. You know, and I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, Doctor, and I will be getting back with you very soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. This will conclude TPIM SR Live. Thank you all for watching. Peace and power.